Hello and welcome back to the Achievement Planner, and today I'm coming to you with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Yes, this game is absolutely amazing. I wasn't really sure how I felt. I love Indiana Jones stories, but I heard there were a lot of collectibles in this game. But the collectibles may have been my favorite collectibles of any game that I've ever played. So yeah, I will go over why, and I will basically tell you all the things you need to make sure you do so that you don't have to replay stuff. Because there are certain things you do, like not letting the checkpoints hit, that will make you have to replay whole sections, maybe. Alright, so I'm going to go over all that. So this game has 45 achievements for 1,000 gamer score. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10 difficulty, because there is a little bit of difficulty, even though you can get all the achievements on the easiest difficulty, which I always do, of course, because that's how I like playing. But, I mean, the puzzles are a tiny bit hard. You could have them eat the puzzles easy. You could actually mix up, puzzles easy and game hard, things like that. But yeah, it's not that hard. I guess trying to sneak can be difficult, so that's why I said 2. Completion time 35 to 40 hours. And playthrough number 1, story mode with collectible collecting. Alright, so what I did here was basically everything is one playthrough. But what I did was after the story was over, and I basically collected everything for the most part during the actual story, which I'll go over how to do that. Then after all that was done, then I actually said, okay, now I need to actually do a second, quote, playthrough and do anything that I missed that was miscellaneous and any collectible cleaning up that I missed. Yeah, it wasn't that much. It was maybe like one night I did it. All right, and playthrough number 3 is also not a playthrough. What you need to do is you get these things called ancient relics, and then you need to open up this puzzle. And then at the end of the puzzle, you get another ending. But the reason why it's a separate playthrough or a separate section is because if you do that before you have other achievements, you won't get those achievements. Yeah, so they're missable. So category number 1, story achievements, 8 achievements for 200 gamer score. And if you just play the story by itself, this is what you'll get. You'll probably get more than this, but these are the story chapters. All right, category 2, enemy achievements, 6 achievements for 70 gamer score. All right, so these are all things you have to do to an enemy. Obviously, if you couldn't figure out from the title. Number 1, your own medicine, 20 gamer score. Disarmed an enemy with the whip and use his weapon to knock him out. So you just use your whip, which is right bumper, and then they drop their weapon. I thought you had to pull the weapon to you originally. No, they dropped it. I picked up their weapon, and then I used it to knock them out, and I got that achievement. Yeah, it was really easy. All these are really easy in this category. Number 2, a little tumble, 10 gamer score. Pushed an enemy off a ledge. One of the first sections, I went up top really high. They followed me. I made sure they followed me, and I just kept pressing the right stick in when it says I was allowed to push him. It teaches you how. And yeah, I don't even think he fell off completely, and I got the achievement. Yeah, but whatever. Number 3, pest control, 10 gamer score. Hit an enemy with a fly swatter. You find that pretty early on in the first area. By the way, except for number 6, I did all these in the first area. And you can do number 6 in the first area. So yeah, you can knock all these out. Number 4, the right note, 10 gamer score. Clobbered an enemy with a guitar. So you will find a guitar eventually. Just hit them with it. Number 5, apple of discord. 10 gamer score. An enemy was hit with an apple. You will find fruit all over the place in this game. And yeah, you just have to throw it at the enemy. And he's like, what? What are you doing? Yeah, achievement. And number 6, offensive defense. Wow, that was weird to say. 10 gamer score. Knocked out an enemy using only counters. So when they punch you with their right hand, you would then counter them and then punch with your other hand. And that counter meaning block. Yeah, you would block them with like your left hand, and then you would punch with your right hand. And then they try to punch you, you block, and then you hit. They punch you, you block, and you hit. If you just hit like that and you don't do any more punches, then you will get that achievement. It was real easy to do. Alright, so that's that category. Category 3, miscellaneous achievements, 4 achievements for 60 gamer score. Alright, these are things you have to do that are just kind of random. Number 1, Echo. Ernesto photograph. So there's this guy who sells you the camera, and his name's Ernesto. So guess what? 20 gamer score. Just take a picture of the guy who sells you the camera. What if I can't find him? Come on. He sold you the camera. That's right. All right, number 2, filling in the blanks. 10 gamer score. Revisit a location. I did that so many times. You can basically fast travel to different locations. This game was great. There were 3 main locations, and then there's some smaller locations. 3, slippery customer, 10 gamer score, dodged a power punch. So yes, there's a dodge mechanic. I think it was left bumper. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was left bumper if I remember correctly. And all you need to do is when the bigger fellas come at you, I don't even know if I did this on purpose or I was just trying to dodge out of the way. I got this. It was really easy. You'll know the bigger fellas because they'll like wind up their punch. And 4 tour de force defeated all boxing champions. So there are 3 main areas, like I was saying. One is the Vatican in Italy, one is Giza, and one is Sukhothai. So these 3 areas, these are the ones where you're going to be finding all the collectibles and everything. There are collectibles in the other areas, but these are the main areas. And in each of these areas, once you find a certain disguise, which you can, if you find the location of the secret boxing ring in each of these places, it will then give you a quest to go find the disguise. And then when you do that quest, it'll tell you to come back and you just beat 3 people up. And on easy, that was really easy. And then you get money. You could also buy stuff in there, buy adventure books. But yeah, once you beat basically 9 boxers, yeah, there were 3 in each place, you will get that achievement. It was very, very easy. Category number 4, food achievements. 3 achievements for 30 gamer score. And this is also super easy to do. In the Vatican, you're going to be getting a cornetto, and you just have to eat it. So now, it was actually in my friend's office. You probably see it on the video. And I didn't get it at first because I didn't have room in my inventory. And I was like, oh no, now I'm not going to be able to get it because he offered it and I didn't take it. No, you find cornetto all over the Vatican. You'll find it. Don't worry. All right, cornetto. If you do have too much stuff in your inventory and you want to eat it, by the way, you could always throw one of the pieces of food and then pick this up. Yeah. And then in Giza, you could pick up the Aish Baladi bread. And then in Sukhothai, you could find a star fruit. I actually could not find a star fruit because my inventory was full. And so it wouldn't say star fruit. So what I did was I found fruits. I found the foods in Sukhothai, and then I kept getting rid of food, and eventually I looked at it and it said star fruit. So yeah, you probably see it in the video anyway, what it looks like. All right. So now this next part is where I need to give a lot of explanation. Here are the collectibles you're going to be getting throughout this entire game. All right, there are a lot of collectibles, but they're very easy to find. Almost every single thing is on the map. Number 1 is the quest collectibles. So you get certain mysteries that unlock. Either you find the mysteries or you can actually buy a book that will show you exactly where every mystery is. That's what I eventually did. And then for the field work, this is stuff that goes along with the story that you're going to end up doing. And some of them are hidden, so you do have to find them. But you know, it's very easy to find. And then the adventure notes. You're going to be looking all over for the actual quest adventure notes. This is what I had to go back afterwards and actually get. It wasn't actually the adventure notes in the book that you can track them with. It was the adventure notes in the areas like Iraq or I forget where else. I forget where else. Oh, Shanghai. Like these places. You have to go back to them and make sure you have every single adventure note that goes along with every field work and every adventure note that goes along with every mystery. Yeah, it'll make more sense when you play it. But yeah, make sure you buy the mystery books. Now, number 2 is miscellaneous. Inscriptions. Oh, so by the way, the mystery books, the books you have to buy with money. All right? Yeah, with money because other things are different. So miscellaneous, inscriptions in the Vatican, the stellae in Giza, and the radio frequencies, which there are 4 of them in Giza and 4 of them in Sukhothai. And then you give them to your friend in the story who, wow, I already forgot her name. Well, but it's all right, whatever. These are kind of things you just get throughout the game that you can find. And yes, again, you can track them on once they give you, like, for example, Gina, I think that's her name. Once Gina gives you the radio frequencies and say, hey, can you bring me more radio frequencies? It'll come up as like a quest, and then you can find it. It's very easy to figure out what you're finding. I love how this game puts the collectibles in there. All right, number 3, purchasing adventure books. So this is, you need to find medicine bottles, and so a lot of people said, well, what do I need these medicine bottles for? Not apparently, I did it. You have to give the medicine bottles to different pharmacies throughout these 3 areas, these 3 main areas, and then they will have things available to buy, adventure books. You do need every adventure book eventually for an achievement. So this is why I'm saying this. So to buy these adventure books, the purchasing, you need to bring back medicine bottles, and then you can use like 10 medicine bottles for an adventure book. Or you can buy from vendors with money, or you can win from the boxing rings, there are vendors in the boxing rings, and you can buy those for money. So basically, purchasing adventure books, you need to get medicine bottles and money. Yeah. A side note about the money. There are these little locked boxes that do not have codes. If you find them all over the Nazi locations or the fascist locations, you can just break them with a blunt melee weapon, and then it'll open up, and it's usually like $100, $125 in there. Yeah, make sure you do that, because I had to go back and find them later on. And number 4, upgrades, abilities, adventure book points, journal notes, and photographs. There is another book you can buy from Ernesto, or you can buy it from other people in each location, and it will show you where all the journal notes are and all the photographs are. It will also show you where all the ancient relics are if you buy the ancient relics book. It will also show you the lost artifacts. So you can like use books to find all these things. It'll just come up. Or if you come along them in your travels, you will then be able to find each one. But if you buy the books, which you should, and you will, then you could just find everything easily. So you have to make sure you do this. Now the camera, once you get that camera from Ernesto, if you see the little camera icon come up in the left, not only is it going to give you adventure book points, which you need. That's why this is called Upgrades, Abilities, Adventure Book Points. Because you're going to have to unlock every single adventure book ability. That's how you get abilities in this game. So these are the things that give you the adventure book points, the journal notes, the photographs. So if you see the camera ever come up, always stop, take out your camera and take a picture of whatever it is. It'll actually show you where to look, kind of. Yeah, you'll see. And then same thing with ancient relics and lost artifacts. It will give you the points to unlock the abilities, which eventually will give you the achievement. And then the last two things here, the cog puzzles and the Serpent's Chest Mystery, they're both in Sukhothai. And the reason why I want to talk about them is because they were a little confusing. The cog puzzles, you need to complete one specific cog puzzle. There are multiple cog puzzles in this whole area. And there are these little mini cogs you have to find all around. And each of these there are a whole bunch of puzzle areas. And each puzzle area pretty much has one mini cog. And you need to go to each puzzle area, figure it out, get the mini cog, go to the next puzzle area, figure it out, mini cog. And then finally, you will have 10 of those mini cogs. Towards the story, by the way, you get 3 or 4 of them. I think you got 3. So make sure you're doing the story too. Do this after the story. But once you get to that last cog area, which you could probably see on the video, then I had 10 little cogs. So until you have all 10 mini cogs, you cannot do the final cog puzzle to give you the achievement. Basically, what they're saying is you have to do every single cog puzzle without telling you that. Yeah, I feel like that was like a little tricky, but now you know. All right, and the cog puzzle that is the final one is all the way at the top. All right, I guess north. All right, so in the Serpent's Chest, on the other hand, is also a little confusing. It's in Sukhothai, but the actual keys you could find, if I remember correctly, they're in Shanghai, they're in the Vatican, and they're in Giza. Yeah, the 3 keys are in those 3 areas, and I don't remember actually. No. Once I went to the chest in Sukhothai, it then gave me the marker for this is a quest you can do, and it tracked where the keys were when I went back to those locations. Yeah, so that's it. These are all the collectibles from the whole game. So let me actually move on with the actual categories, which we'll go through very fast. Category 5, Quest Collectible Achievements, 12 achievements for 240 gamer score. So if you do what I just said and get all the field work done, these are the 3 field works that you find in Vatican, and that's when you do every single mystery is when in Rome. And you'll get all those. Same thing with Giza. If you do those 3 field works and all the mysteries, you get those. And in Sukhothai, those 3 field works and 1 mystery. So yeah, so we already talked about how to do all that. So, and category 6, miscellaneous collectible achievements, 3 achievements for 50 gamer score. And number 1 was for doing all the inscriptions and bringing them to Antonio, by the way, in the Vatican. And number 2 is for doing all the missing stelae. I still can't say it. And number 3 was all the radio frequencies. I mean, it's the stuff we talked about. I'm just showing you now what achievements you'll unlock for doing it. Category 7, upgrade collectible achievements. 6 achievements for 220 gamer score. This is for getting 50 of the journal notes. It could be pictures or letters. It could be anything. And then 2, Shutterbug is for capturing 50 photographs in your journal. So once you get that, 50 photographs it'll unlock. And then 3 is return all the lost artifacts. If I remember correctly, I think there were 5 in each of the big areas. So I think there were 15 in all, if I remember. If not, I'll write it on the screen. But Number 4 is doing the cogwheel puzzle, which again means all the cogwheel puzzles. You need 10 mini cogs for that last one. 5 shadows at a time, collect all the ancient relics, which honestly was a little frustrating because they were hard to find. They were underground. They were only in the 3 big areas. But when you do the cog puzzles, there are ancient relics behind it. So you will not get all the relics unless you do all the cog puzzles. Yeah. So, and number 6, collected all the journal notes in the game. And for that, I had to go back, like I was saying, and I had to go back and find some that I didn't have. But once you go to that mission, you click on it and it'll show you where to go. Exactly. It'll actually have pictures and stuff. It's great. Yeah, and that's pretty much all it is. I had extra money, and I had extra adventure points left by the end. I actually had a lot. And category 8, ability collectible achievements, 3 achievements for 130 gamer score. Once you then get every single adventure book, whether you get them all from medicine bottles or money, you will then learn 1, 10, and all the abilities. That is right. It was mysterious because there was one book that I couldn't find. I went back and it was there. It was really weird. I don't know. But so yeah, that is the entire game. I really feel like the collectibles were like worthwhile because when you collected, you got money or you get adventure points. You actually get something from collecting in this game, unlike other games like the flags in Assassin's Creed, whatever. But I hope you enjoy it. It's not too long. It's a fun game. And if you have any questions, you could let me know. And otherwise, I'll see you next time on the Achievement Planner.